33 of the best drivers and teams in the universe started this tournament, and now we are down to the top 3. After tonight's 6-lap finale, we will have our champion. Not much separates the top 3, and with how fierce the battles have been, I expect this series to go right down to the wire. But first, let's recap how the top 3 made it to the finals. Cracking the top 3 on the back of a stellar second round, Ricochet, the driver from Exhaust, racked up 76 points in his run-up to the finals. In round 1, Rick survived his encounter with Blazeman and Craigster Sr., setting him up for a second-round matchup with Grumpy Cloud and Old Sarge, where he put the other drivers on notice with a flawless score. That result saw him up against Grumpy Cloud and Arlo in round 3, where he was able to just keep ahead of the hard-charging Arlo to cling onto that number 3 spot for tonight's finals. There's no question that Ricochet has earned his spot in tonight's race, but does he have the drive to seize his moment? The second finalist tonight is Grumpy Cloud. The driver from the Penal Colony has channeled his inner Monstar, collecting 78 points. In round 1, he played cat and mouse with RC and Sun God as he learned the course and studied Monstar's pace notes. In round 2, he tangled with Old Sarge and Ricochet, again taking notes and plotting his scheme, collecting just enough points to make his move into round 3, where again he matched up with Ricochet. But this time, it would be Grumpy Cloud taking no prisoners as he made his move for the top 3. Will Grumpy Cloud be the second driver from the Penal Colony to win their freedom at the Freezie500? The number 1 seed tonight, and arguably the favorite from Regnum 1, comes into the finals with 81 points and has led since his opening round match against Boog and Stray Dog. And it was a battle, as all 3 drivers had very strong races. However, it was James Ironbeard who would break out against Victor Fastlane and Iron Poet in round 2, matching the pace of Zarnock, who would be Ironbeard's nemesis going into round 3. The 2 would finally meet and spar with Fat Dad, but it was James Ironbeard who found a way where Zarnock couldn't. Does the Regnum 1 driver have a little more magic left in his tank to raise the chalice and seize his championship? It all comes down to this: 3 drivers, 6 laps, 1 champion, and everlasting glory. The finals of the Freezie500 starts right now. Call it nerves or call it whatever, but this opening lap sees Grumpy Cloud bump into Ricochet, and they collect James Ironbeard just before the jump. They scrub all their speed, and that's it. Everybody's matched up, and everybody's looking for an edge. This better not be the game plan of Ricochet and Grumpy Cloud, because James Ironbeard is still ahead. They need to get points, or prevent James Ironbeard from collecting his. And there it is. There's the breakout that Ricochet was looking for. The gate drops, James Ironbeard actually gets out super quick. Grumpy Cloud, you can see, scrubs a little bit of his speed on the guardrail. James Ironbeard hits the jump, and then he gets tossed over as he bounces on the guardrail, skidding on his top. Ricochet seizes that opportunity to put his car across the line, making no mistake in collecting that crucial 11 points. You can see the point where James Ironbeard just rail slides his lethal diesel and gets it up and over. And then Ricochet making no mistake in grabbing those crucial 11 points to pull him even with James Ironbeard. It seems Grumpy Cloud might have a little bit of an alignment issue, as he seems to want to pull to that left and gets into the side of Ricochet, and they lock wheels again just like in one of the previous rounds. James Ironbeard yet again struggles with landing after the jump, and he actually skids out, missing a massive opportunity to break this thing wide open. Instead, James Ironbeard has a 1-point lead over Ricochet going into the break. At the halfway point, Ricochet is merely 1 point behind James Ironbeard. The pressure is most definitely on, and if Grumpy Cloud doesn't want to get left behind, he needs to mount an attack in the second half. But first, we've got an award to hand out. As always, we like to acknowledge the hard work the builders put into their creations, and this year it was no question who would drive away with the Best in Show award. Patty May from the Kingdom of Moparnia is rolling her way into our hearts and blinding our eyes with this stunningly shiny 2.0 Roger Dodger. Its creation and creativity only matched by its brilliantly engineered suspension hook. Congratulations to Patty May and her team from Moparnia. This was truly the Best in Show. This is it. In 3 laps, a champion will emerge to claim his crown and his prize. Glory awaits the one who wants it most. And this is more of what we expected to see out of James Ironbeard. The gate drops and he is straight as an arrow, where Grumpy Cloud gets into the side of Ricochet, holding him up. I'm sure Ricochet would love to have that lap back, as Grumpy Cloud is definitely what caused Ricochet a first place finish. Ricochet keeps it close to James Ironbeard though, as he's across the line right behind him, whereas Grumpy Cloud might have to settle for just being a footnote. Oh, and this is definitely a 2-horse race now. Whatever James Ironbeard's paddock told him at halftime has definitely come out, as he puts back-to-back race wins together. Don't count Ricochet out just yet though, because he's across the line right behind James Ironbeard, keeping it close. You can see James Ironbeard even catch air as he comes across the back half of the course. And not to be outdone, so does Ricochet. If you don't think these guys want this finals, you are missing out. I will even go on a limb to say this is the closest finals we've ever had here at the trail. And James Ironbeard has done it. He has put together a perfect score in the last 3 races of the final to unequivocally put his name in the annals of the Freezie500. Ricochet put up an epic battle to try and keep pace with James Ironbeard, but in the end he just ran out of steam and could not match the magic of James Ironbeard. What a way to finish this epic series. All hail the new King of the North, as James Ironbeard smashes his way to a flawless victory in the second half of the finals. Congratulations to the man from Regnum 1 in his lime green neon lethal diesel. With a performance for the ages, James Ironbeard, you are the Freezie500 2024 champion. And to the victor go the spoils. May we all take a few seconds to acknowledge the sacrifice of Jax J, as he will forever be enshrined along with JRette on the spikes of Verglacia. What an unbelievable performance in the finals by James Ironbeard. All of the drivers that made it to the finals definitely deserve to be here, and it's sad we can only have one winner, but congratulations go to a second place finish for Ricochet and a third place finish for Grumpy Cloud. But also a thank you goes out to all the participants and drivers for the Freezie500, for without your dedication and sacrifice, none of this would be possible. We enjoy bringing every moment of content to you guys, and hope you'll join us for our next tournament coming up soon. Sign-ups are still available on redlinederby.com, so if you want to take part at any of the tournaments at the trail, register there and start racing today. However, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. I've been your host, 905, and we'll see you again next time.